All right. Well, this is going to be my run for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Rando Marathon. I'm going to be pretty explainy, so we're going to go into more detail than I usually go for what the game is like and some amount of decision making and some amount of background and stuff like that. I guess before I get into it, we probably want to take a look at some of the randomizer options. So, as it stands right now, the big deals are the game mode, which is Randomizer and Hexagon Quest. Randomizer is the typical Tunic goal, finding 3 hexagons and then beating the boss at the end. Hexagon Quest is very similar to Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time's Triforce Hunt. There we go, that's the name of the setting. Which is find some number of pieces, and then the game ends the moment it's done. Although with the Hexagon Quest, you still have to go talk to the final boss, and then you get true ending. Shuffle abilities is also a big deal. There is abilities in the game, prayer, and access to the Holy Cross, which in vanilla is available from the very beginning, although you don't know that you have access to it until you discover it in the game. The randomizer, you have the ability to shuffle those abilities into the logic pool. For the purposes of this randomizer, I'm going to be racing with that off. I personally think it is a... I don't know if it's better or worse, but with it off makes for a shorter run. So this is going to be probably about an hour, these runs tend to go. Hint settings, there's a lot of hints that are available in different places. My favorite of which is the ghost foxes that just show up in the world and provide hints. General randomizer settings, there's some boost to the game. Fool traps is an interesting one. I usually play with them off, but for the purposes of this run, I'll play with them normal. There's more stat upgrades in the randomizer. That is, you can turn that on or turn that off. And then there's a boost to your damage in the air fight, depending on the number of checks that you found. You can that is another thing that's able to turn on or off. There's enemy randomizer settings. Personally, I'm not a fan of the enemy randomizer, but it is really cool to watch. I'm going to leave that off for now, but it is a neat setting and a neat idea, especially for races or whatever. And then the fox can just be random colors, which I think is really cool. There's a couple of settings there that's really neat. Anyway, that is what the game looks like, what the settings look like. So I guess, oh no, I need to have my my cheat sheet available before I actually get started. All right. I guess now that's good enough. I can just go, right? Let's just go. So, straight off the rip, I'm going to be putting in some Holy Cross codes, assuming I can actually remember what they are. Heck yeah. These are things that are available in the vanilla game. Oh, I missed that inputs. I always miss the inputs. There we go. And even with shuffle abilities, these are enabled in the beginning because it is important to have access to some tools to break bushes. Let's see. Guess I can't do that while things are transitioning. Fool traps, love it. Items are visible as what they are on the world, which is pretty cool. Where is... There it is. Cool. And this is the Holy Cross being activated in order to discover a chest. One of the things I really like about the Tunic Rando is it is very open. There's a lot of places that you can go. So there's a lot of overworld as first steps. Interesting. Very cool. That's going to hopefully give me a piece of progression early on, which means that routing tends to be very different from player to player, which makes races particularly exciting. So I'm hoping that I can get people together for a race depending on the time slot that I am given. But yeah, the game is really wide open. There's a lot of places you can go. There's a lot of shortcuts that are built into the vanilla game. So parts of the game that you wouldn't think are accessible tend to be accessible regardless. There's a lot of like secret passageways that once you know they're there, like this one, that can take you to a whole bunch of different places in the world. Some of the places are like a little bit more difficult once you get there, so it's potentially very interesting if you know that you have something important in a difficult to get to area. And that can result in some really cool stuff. Going into areas that you're heavily under-geared for in order to get some particular item or another. There's another Holy Cross code. Did I screw it up? I might have screwed it up. Oh, I totally screwed it up. I even know how I screwed it up. Good for me. A lot of effort for a fool trap. So my expectations on this run without ability shuffle is this tends to top out around like an hour, hour 10. If I'm going especially fast, then maybe I'll make it at like the 40-ish minute mark, something like that. But a lot of that depends on when the laurels get found. Laurels are kind of a big inflection point in the run. Once you have the laurels, you move just way faster. And the focus of the game turns around from just getting checks to getting information about all the things you need for fighting the end boss, which is the 3 colored questigons. And with ability shuffle, you also need prayer, because you need to be able to get to the far shore in order to fight the air. But otherwise, you just need the 3 questigons and sufficient combat ability to win that fight. Which doesn't seem to be particularly forthcoming at the moment, but I will keep looking around and seeing what I can get. It's a lot of firecrackers, wow. Alright, let's see if I can navigate this part. This part is, I think, really cool. Oh, wow, there's just a... Great, that's a hexagon. That's helpful. If I can navigate this well, this is very cool, because you can use the turret here to beat the enemies for you. And then you can kind of... Not quite. If I had done it right, I would have gotten the enemies to kill the... gotten the turret to kill the other enemies for me. And then, you can run against the wall to make the turret's auto-aim pull to the side of it. Cursed ones that you find like all the page before finding a sword. Yeah, that's pretty good. You do start off without any weapons. There is a setting that allows you to start with a sword instead of starting with nothing. But that is kind of one of the joys of the game, I think, is running around with very minimal ability to fight and trying to navigate everything based on that. So, personal preference. I really like the way the game is set up where you don't have access to all of your toys in the beginning. You don't have access to any toys really in the beginning. Just enough in the way of explosives that you could maybe kill an enemy or two and open up the route to the shop. Because getting to the shop is kind of important. Gotta make sure this bridge opens before they kill me. Perfect. Good enough. Almost good. This is a little bit more effort than I should probably be putting in order to get to this area. But at this point, with where my checkpoint is, I feel kind of committed to it. But you know what? It's all over there, except for one shortcut back to the windmill, so I'm not going to bother. So I'm spending a lot of effort here in the overworld. There's also an area to the east, which is the East Forest, which tends to be a good first place to go if you're otherwise not sure. I'm spending some effort on the overworld because I got a first steps hint, so I'm particularly focused here on trying to get that. Was terrible toss. Also a terrible toss. There we go. On trying to get some of this early stuff because I think there's going to be a good weapon or progression here. Like that. Yep, that is a good weapon and or progression. There's a code here for the windmill. That's not helpful. What's in the shop today? So I am now 2/3 of the way there on hexagons. I have the red hexagon. I'm still missing 2 of them. The lantern opens up dark routes, so I can go through the dark tomb. Oh my god, the laurels are just in the shop? Let's go get some money. Where do I go to get money other than cheating? Luckiest run ever, only if I get some money. Yeah, that's a let's go if I've ever seen it. Where do I go to farm? God, I've so rarely ever been in this position. There's the room with like the guard captain. Where do I go to farm with just firecrackers is actually the next question. I think I can get some good value on the envoy. There's the envoy down here. You know what? I guess I'm just getting checks. And hopefully I find, like, a big treasure somewhere. I'm just gonna keep getting checks here in the overworld and hope I find some money. Oh, God. Oh, or a gun. Sure, I'll take that. Alright, well, I found a way to farm and also a way to open up grass. Envoy in the East Gardens. I kind of think either that or the room under... Nope, that's everything. That's everything I could possibly want. Is it? Wait, how much money is that? 129. Okay, I need $300 to buy my first item in the shop. And also, I need to hit this checkpoint to get my mana back. But I have, like... Things are just wildly open right now. Because the gun is an easy way to break through walls, so I'm not relying on my limited explosives. And the gun is a weapon, which I might... What is this run? There's so many items. There's so many items. I don't understand. I'm excited about it, but I don't understand. Okay, good. That is open. Oh, that's not right. It's right first. Damn it. Yeah, this feels spectacularly lucky. Equip the thing, thank you. Would be nice to get a sword. I don't think I can kill the air on gun alone. But once I get those laurels, I can go everywhere. And things are just going to speed up drastically. Where am I going from here? You blown up. Oh, I should do this code also. Left, right. That one I should really have memorized. Enough blueberries and maybe. I'm really hoping I get... Like, I already have the ice rod, or the ice dagger. So if I pick up the wand, things are going to be really quick. Things are just going to move super fast. Let's keep getting... Okay, wait. Ruin shop. Because that's a lot of checks that are right here. Oh, hello. This is my first hint ghost. I can't talk to him for the other side of the counter. That's so disappointing. I really want that. Oh, I guess you have to be in the right position and it does work. Really want to be able to talk to him for the other side of the counter, but it's tenuous. The garden tree has a firecracker. Okay, I guess I'm not going to the garden tree. That's fine. That's potentially useful. Looks like I'm mostly getting fool traps. That's great. I love that for me. Poor wounded fox. Yeah, you can. It's just close. You can get blown up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I could still have a hex on like 15 coins. I could. That's true. The potential for disaster is still there. 188. Oh, that's not gonna work. Every chest is an equipable item. My god. What a world to live in. Nobody down here. I should really find my way back up, I think. It didn't even work. I'm gonna go check in again with my tiny mana pool. 2 gunshots and that's it. Pretty miserable. So yeah, I guess I'm still just running around and getting checks for now. That seems not unreasonable. I just gotta get the money. So if I find a good way to kill that envoy that's down here, that'll be good money. Oh, and he's blocking an effigy, which is great. There we go. Is that enough? Yes, that's enough. So now I can immediately pivot from I wonder where my checks are to I wonder where my information is. Which, I don't know if that's a good idea, but that sounds like what I am going to do now, regardless. And then make sure I get checks on the way, because I still need a lot before I am able to kill the heir. But at least I can just immediately have laurels, and then everything is going to go really quickly. I have not played Chants of Sonar. I'm really looking forward to it, though. It is very much on my list. All right, let's go. Let's go. So now that I have the dash, everything is very quick, which is kind of wild for like a demo seed of this game, just getting dash at 13 minutes in. So let's start getting some information, shall we? And also some checks. Like, checks very important as well. If I steal stamina, I don't think that stealing stamina should be allowed for rando races or that kind of thing. 20 fairies is money. You hear that? 20 fairies is money. Good news, everybody. I'm not going to need to get 20 fairies in order to get one of my questigons. Potion. Anyway, so I said we're going to get information, and that is, in fact, the thing that I'm going to do once I'm done getting all of these very easy to get checks here in the overworld. Another ghost fox. These ghost foxes are everywhere, by the way. One of the many things I love about this game. Scavenger mask is in the quarry. Okay. And I will not be doing like lower quarry out of logic. That is just really painful. So we're not going to do that. What is my weather vane code? Everything in the game is a feature, not a bug. Yeah, that's probably true. I definitely believe that. Dicey has never given me any indication that he wouldn't be telling the truth about something like that. Oh my god, please. All of this for a fool trap. What a life. Alright, so, hints. There are 6 hero statues in the game, all of which, Piles of Leaves has the Deathstone, neat. All of which give you some information about important things in the world, and also are paths to the hero's grave, which has a couple of items in it. 6 to be exact, 1 for each of the hero stones. Hero statues, 1 for each of the hero statues. 3 of those statues provide information on... Nice. Lots of effigies. Provide information on progression items. And they will give you, like, zone locations for where those are. And the other 3 provide information on the Questigons. Overworld Bell Tower, not important. I believe that. There's only 2 items in there anyway. Cool. Do I have any gold relics yet? No. Okay. I should flip this fuse, maybe? Does this even matter to me? Not appreciably, but it does give me a little bit more magic right now. So yeah, so 3 of the statues have overworld progression information. 3 of the statues have Questigon information. Since I have one of the Questigons, one of those statues is going to be fairly useless. But that means the other 2 are still going to be a great early piece of direction, so I can know where to go to get the things I need. So that's where I am heading right now. I am taking the back way into the cathedral in order to get to the reliquary statue in that area. And that will give me some additional information about where things could possibly be. This is one of the Questigon hints, and it's the Questigon hint I didn't need, but that's fine. Now I know things. Now I know one more thing than I knew before. And this has a lure, some money, firecrackers, and a fairy. Or firebombs and a fairy. Okay, so nothing progression relevant in the Hero's Grave. That's good to know also. I don't need to go out of my way to get any of those things. So I could spend a little bit of effort getting some of the items here in the swamp, but the swamp is really painful to hang out in. So I'm just going to leave, I think, is the plan. Silent, weren't you saying that that shop was going to be open? Somebody was saying that. Or maybe that's just in the Archipelago version or the Entrance Rando version. Something that hasn't made it back into the standalone yet. Didn't know you could cut corners along the pillar tops. Yeah, the things you learn when you do this sequence of events often enough. It's in Devon on the AP builds. All right. Also, each of these checks, even if it's not something immediately relevant, makes a small difference in making the air fight easier. So that is a green Questigon. Well, that's one more piece of information that's not going to be useful. On the other hand, I now have the Questigon. So useful or not, that's very good. Maze. Some fire bombs. We love a good firebomb. Luckiest seed ever. I know, right? I now just have to be able to kill the air. Corrected 11, departed once more. 11. And then mash left. I can never remember this one. I always have to, like, struggle to put the haiku back together. Just a page. That's fine. I should really be heading towards the quarry right now, in fact. I should be heading the opposite direction from where I am. So I guess I'll just do that. Pick up some of this stuff. Wait a minute. golden treasures, achievement bait in the vanilla game, but in the randomizer, there is a setting that allows them to come with a stat upgrade, which I have turned on because I like finding things that help. How do I didn't open the way from the other side. Okay. So actually I need to be going around this way. Get out of here, bushes. Nobody likes you. So I am now heading towards the next Questagon hint statue, which is not a fool trap, surprisingly, which is the monastery, which is very easy to get to when you have the laurels, because you can go in the back way from the mountain, and then dash across from the stairs heading down into the quarry, which is really convenient. Left. Oh, I was not supposed to die there. I was supposed to put in the Holy Cross code, but instead all right, well, we'll try that again. It's the luckiest seed ever, and I am just throwing it away. I am just like, am I going to do the mountain door while I'm up there? Absolutely. The mountain door is honestly one of my favorite things about this game. No power in the world is strong enough to stop me from spending however many minutes it takes to open the mountain door while I'm up there. Like, even aside from the randomizer being good, Tunic is just good. And I will absolutely take a little bit of time out of my life in order to allow Tunic to be good. In order to allow Tunic to show off. Vault key in kind of the tradition of Zelda randomizers. The vault key opens up one more check somewhere else in the game, so that's very helpful. I am going to finish getting the checks up here, I think, instead of going straight for the quarry, because checks are good. Hero Relic Potion is on the overworld. Oh, I knew that, actually. Good full trap, good full trap. But you say try the mountain door like I ever screw up the golden path code. I never screw up the golden path code, alright? Which I guess puts a lot of pressure on me to get the golden path code right this time. Hero Relic attack is in the Forest Bell Tower. Oh, that's really good news, actually. That's helpful. Left. Up. Left. Right. Down. Fuck. Well, I'll keep putting in the rest of the thing, and we'll see if I made it. I did not. Unfortunate. Almost screwed up in the same place. Yes. God, the sound design for this game is such a work of goddamn art. Just a page up here? Alright, great. Yeah, I really didn't need to go here at all. little bit of save and quit warping to come back to the entrance of the room I was in. Almost vanilla mountaintop, right? Typically, in the Tunic community, we go by in-game time rather than real time. So the in-game timer stops on loads and on quits and stuff like that. So in addition to saving a little bit of real time there, that saves more in-game time. And there's several areas where you're even incentivized to lose real time for the purpose of saving in-game time. Like very short trips that you can save and quit out of. Oh god, please don't kill me. Thank you for not killing me. So this is the next clue. All right, East Forest. That's actually really good information. There's not anything I need there. So let's go to East Forest. Since East Forest also has the attack relic, that's really good. But I would like to know where my swords are. I would like to have, you know, any kind of repeatable damage that doesn't require me to have magic. That would be nice. I will have all 3 Questigons at like the 40-minute mark and be just horrifically unable to fight the final boss. Maybe I just explore down here until I die? That actually seems like a fair way to do things. Is get some of the checks that are around here, and eventually I'll die back to the overworld. And that'll set me up to go to the East Forest anyway. And who knows, maybe I'll find a sword. Or a flask, that's helpful. I'll do my best not to stay in the poison for too long. Although the scavenger mask is in here somewhere on this screen. So that's also helpful. Hey, look, it's a scavenger mask. Exactly as requested. All right, well then maybe I'll just go down to Lower Zig? I mean, lower quarry? It all just sucks. It all just sucks. All of this quarry area, everything is bad here. I'll just stay up here. Ah! Or I'll die immediately. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thanks, Sniper, honestly. Alright, so there's definitely stuff I can get here, and I'm still just checking every check I can on the way to getting all the Questigons. Like, there's a lot of stuff here that's going to be easy to get, so I might as well get it on the way towards the thing I need. Hey, look, it's a progression item. Alright, well, now without, there's only one check in the game that I cannot get at this point, and that is the Ice Slime. I guess coins in the well and fairies kind of count. So as soon as I get Magic Rod, that's going to be literally all of the items. I need to turn stuff on here before I can get over there. No, I don't. I can dash. Whatever, I'm turning stuff on anyway. You never know when needing to fight Siege Engine is going to be a thing you have to do. What if Siege Engine has one of my swords? Give me the magic. I'm not going beneath the fall. That place is scary, and I don't like spiders. So even though it is kind of right here, it's not something I'm going to put effort into going to. I'm still going to East Forest. We're going to clean out East Forest. East Forest is extremely accessible at this point. So why fight with areas that are more difficult when I could just go in here and get things? What's up, buddy? Do you know where a sword is? 15 coin tosses is an HP offering, so that's not particularly relevant. So I don't need to focus on that. Good. More things I know I don't need to focus on. I love knowing that difficult to get locations have nothing important. Another thing that this game does really well. Hey, look, it's the prayer page. Just in case prayer was a thing I needed. So the way that abilities are unlocked when abilities are shuffled is behind the manual page that depicts that ability, or depicts a hint towards that ability. So that particular page I just picked up would have unlocked the ability to pray. But it didn't need to, because I already know how to pray, because we're not shuffling those. I don't actually think anything I need could possibly be here. Or rather, I don't think the Questagon can be here, since it said East Forest specifically. And this is now a separate scene from East's Forest. But as long as I'm here, I might as well get the stuff, you know? There's definitely stuff here. Some doors will let you dash through them, other doors won't. This door is very, very precise to be able to dash through, so I'm not going to bother trying. And then this hero statue has a hint to a different location. I'm just gonna get the item here to reset that card so it's not bothering me. So this has progression items. It will tell me that some location is on the path of the hero. And it'll probably say Overworld, since there was like 14 progression items. Yup, on the Overworld. Overworld's path of the hero, did you know? Fascinating being able to predict that kind of stuff. Just shows that I've played a lot of this game. So nothing there particularly relevant to me. We should check Lower Forest, and the easiest way to get to Lower Forest is this way. Go away. Got him. Specific Holy Cross patterns always trip me up, and this one has 2 of those. This is going to need traversal. And then there is a dashable chest here. Nothing good. What did I have here? There we go. Hey, look, I found that chest. Okay, great. So that's 3 Questagons at 35 minutes. And definitely no ability to fight the air yet. Just 0 ability to fight the air right now. I'm not going to fight the air until I have a sword. So let's keep exploring, I guess. I am not, in fact, doing no sword air. Especially with my 5 blueberries. That's not nearly enough. Not nearly enough anything. 9 of 14. I will end up getting most of it. Blueberries. Let's see. I don't have the MP one. I don't think I have any of them yet. I know where the potion one is. And I know where the attack one is. That's a bad death, actually. I think I didn't check in here. I think I'm still in the overworld. Oh, I did check in here. Never mind. Not as bad a death as I thought it was going to be. Very easy to forget to check in this area. War MP. Keep trying to tell me something with those blueberries? I hope not. I really hope not. So I went from just getting checks to just getting information, and now I am back to just getting checks because I just really don't have enough material, which is an odd position to potentially be in. This should have been a wild race seed. Laurel's in the shop? What a wild race seed this would have been. Oh, I can just dash across here, can't I? Heck yeah. The whole no sword air dilemma. It is a dilemma. Like, I don't know what to do about it. Can I just dash through this, do you think? I haven't tried. Let's find out. Yep. See you later, Guard Captain. There are a number of ways to get around Guard Captain. But I now have a new favorite, and there's that hero relic, hero attack relic. The attack hero relic. If I put those three words together in some sort of order, then people will understand what I mean, probably. Under normal circumstances, I would ring this bell here. I'm not even sure that I can ring the bell. Does Gun ring a bell? Gun does not ring a bell. I don't know if you know this about bells, but to ring a bell, you strike a bell. I guess this bell will go unstriked. Unrung? I've been told that that bell can't be unrung, but, well, the evidence is in front of you right now. Not that it matters appreciably. I can get into the Seal Temple from the back way, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. Where am I going? Atoll, I guess? It's not like I need more information. Or Questagon information. Let's see. Garden has Hero's Path. So I guess we're going to the garden. Fortunately, I don't need to go through the Dark Tomb. I can just go around. We're getting some more checks. Yeah. Oh no, I need to go check in before I die again. Swords on bosses isn't a... It's not actually a setting. That would be really funny. Swords on bosses. What a great way to screw yourself over. What if swords were keys? Only I had these codes memorized. This would be so much quicker. There is a check over here, so I'm just gonna get this check. And then, hey! Alright. My first sword. Sword level 1. And I guess I'm up here now. That's fine. I can ring this bell as long as I'm here. Not relevant, but you know, whatever. Dong. Alright, yeah, I guess you can give me a full trap. I guess that's fine. I guess we're doing West Garden backwards. That sounds like fun, too. This is not what I intended when I came over here, for the record. But here we are. And I think once I get another sword with gold attack, that's probably enough for me to give it a shot. Although I do really want, like, magic wand or shield or something. I want some gimmick or another. Okay, HP hero relic really helps out too. Really good at dashing to the other side of treasure chests. It's a very good technology. Okay, stay just out of range and put in the code. Get shot. That's interesting that that didn't interrupt the chest opening. I suppose I can check in here. Nobody is harmed by this. Stick it to the air. That's also not on the list of my favorite things to do. Just goes to show, like, even when you get laurels first, even when you get Questagons super early, there's still a certain amount of running around in order to get items that is kind of unshakable, depending on how confident you feel about the air fight. I'm, like, reasonably confident, but not that confident. That gets turned on, and I guess... Tincture? I'm not that confident turning this one on, I guess. I don't think any of this does anything. Changing room's not important. Great. Piece of really old code that prevented fairs that were originally fairs from being interrupted. Oh, yeah. I remember that. I remember talking about that at some point a while ago. Alright, that's just money, so I don't need to go for that. That's great. Get shot. What? Are you kidding me? How did I miss that guy? How did my scattershot shotgun miss the dude that was, like, inches to the left of the dude I was targeting? Alright, I'll just stick it to some fairies, I guess. Not on the rock. Fox! I know the tree is useless. So we can just get back over this way. Thank you, ghost hints. That was good. I've woken up Terry early. Oh, the anklet. That's nice. Okay, that'll get equipped. Alright, so I am missing the tree. And this chest. And the chest underneath the statue. Yep, okay, that is the correct number of missing checks in this area. quick jaunt to the shop here. I've got plenty of money to get things. And this is worth buying. And this is a check. Might be a sword. You never know. Don't do this to me, dude. You know where that coin's supposed to go. Just money. That's fine. That's fine. I forgive you. Wow. MP relic, huh? That's kind of useful too. Fortress Courtyard. Path of the Hero. What did I find in the Fortress Courtyard? Oh, I found the grapple. Scavenger boss has money. That's cool. I don't need money, but thank you. I know the contents of the furnace are not important, so let's just go this way and get the rest of these overworld checks. Look, the game can try and tell me whatever it wants. I'm not going to listen. Oh, Jesus. That went poorly. That takes me back to East Garden. Heck. Where am I going from here? I think the same way I went out before. Man, I really should be paying attention to my health pool in situations like this. How many... Actually, I have some decoys. There's always just decoys. That is a way to live your life. I still want a sword, though. Like, how many blueberries do I need to shotgun the air to death with decoys? Real talk. This is certainly a question on my mind. Can I do that? Do I feel... Do I have that much chutzpah? What do you have to say for yourself? Shield is beneath the fortress. Okay. I'll go get a shield. I can parry. Oh, I have to wait. I have to wait. How about you idiots just go away and then I'll open the chest. Good deal. Good deal. Some number of decoys. Go up here, and then I put in the code. Defense, and then I quit out. I'm looking at that timer and I'm like, can I do it? Maybe I can just do it. If I could just do it, this would be a sick time. But that's a lot of shotgun to just do it. Where am I even going? Am I going beneath the fortress? stick to finish it off. God, why do you even say these things? I guess I'm going beneath the fortress. I can stick it to some spiders and get some loot. Especially if that loot includes a shield. Like, knowing that the shield is there is actually some fair amount of incentive. There's a decent number of checks down here. There's like 5 checks down here, and then like some number of checks in the fortress. This is probably worth going to. Not like the densest, but also I have laurels. And if this turns into, you know, an hour something instead of 55, that's okay, I guess. Can't win them all. Whoops. Forgot how this worked. Is this a shield? Someday. I hit switches because I like hitting switches, not because I get value out of them. I have laurels, nothing matters anymore. And all the rooms with torches have treasure chests. There we go, there's my shield. All the rooms with torches. Okay, cool. And also this room. The power of shotgun, ladies and gentlemen. Big believer in shotguns. Hell of a weapon. Really a shame that it takes mana to use. So what are the odds I find a sword in here? Because that would be really cool. You're not a sword. Can I put in the code from up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can. Oh, fire. Terrible news. Where was my last check-in? Was it still garden? Why do I do this to myself? My God, let me up. Just throwing my lead away. Absolutely yeeting my lead into the sun right now. God, this is such a good race game. There needs to be more races of this. Silent, I really hope that you or Scipio or anybody else who wants to be involved can actually be involved and we can do a race of this, because that would be really, really fantastic if we could put that together. How do I get to where I'm going? This way, I think. Because I think this rando is just so good as a race. We just need to have enough people involved so that we can have 2 racers and at least 1 person doing commentary separately. Hello? Can I not dash across here? Is it like just really specific? There we go. And now I'm stuck on the other side of the bridge. Wow. Wow. All right, heck with this. I know the easier way to get this done. Gotta collect people's soul bits so that I can still shoot my gun later on. What? Oh, I gotta get up there first. Crap. I can never remember how any of this works. Oh, I should check in while I'm here. Let's get... Can I get up to... What's the easiest way to do this? I'm going this way, I think. I don't actually know why I'm still here. Like, there's stuff here, but not like a lot of stuff here. Dash across the gap to the bottom left of the court. Oh, to the upper part of the upper part of the courtyard? I know I can do that here. Oh god, that's not what I wanted. That's really not what I wanted. That is, in fact, exactly the opposite of what I wanted. Jesus Christ. Somebody save me from myself. Just not wake up guard tonight. That would just be the topper on this garbage-filled cake. Alright, new plan. Since this has happened far too many times. Checking in here. In fact, I'm not even going back there. We're just going to beneath the well. Because I need more checks. And they have not shown up yet. Right behind the drawbridge. Oh, the way I dashed in. Yes, that's fine. Alright, Spinny Boy. Stick it to the man. Hey, a sword! Alright, good enough. I'm ready to go fight the air. Oh, I need to get into the Seal Temple first. I think the easiest way to do that at this point is going to be from above. This is what I've been looking for the whole time. And I think I have the parry timing down enough. How do I get up there from here? This way. Perfect. The parry timing would be easier with Aura's Gem, but I'll make do. I guess I'm just sitting through these cutscenes? Because I don't have Ice Rod? And saving and quitting would put me up top, which is not where I want to be. Maybe I will set myself up so I don't have to sit through the other two, yeah? And then I just screw up the code. Good job. Not particularly helpful. Much better. All right, and then this opens, right? Yeah, this auto opens if you filled in the questigons. All right, let's spend some money. No defense, which is going to be a bit of a struggle, maybe. But I have MP, HP, and attack, which is, you know, all the relevant base stats, right? I can actually use the Ice Dagger for this. Like, the actual just raw Ice Dagger instead of the Ice Wand. Got a lot of MP. Alright, so let's set myself up. And I have decoys, so I'm in a pretty good position here. I don't have Aura's Gem, but with decoys I'm okay with Tincture. Alright, yeah, let's do it. I like that. And here we go. All right, Fox Dad, let's fight. That was not the fairy timing. Alright, how about you fight a decoy? Oh god! Okay, in order for that to work, I need to not take lethal damage. But not taking lethal damage is a thing I am capable of doing, I am pretty sure. It would help if the air didn't do that particular attack. That would be a helpful thing for the air to never do again. But I think with decoys, this should be extremely doable. Where am I? Cool. Alright, before I commit to the air fight here, I'm going to pick up some other thing. Okay, that's really good timing. And make my way to a more convenient save point. What's up, buddy? Do you have any useful information for me? Rooted Ziggurat Tower, not important. I agree. On the list of things I agree with that thing. Actually, let's go buy some more decoys. Because I want this to be done. Oh, now I don't have enough money. All right, well, that's fine. 4 decoys is probably enough. I was hoping to get the 105, but this should be about 2 minutes fight, assuming I actually get the win here. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. One more. What? Did that hit me? Was I just standing in poison? That's incredible. I've never seen that happen to me. That is truly atrocious. And now I'm down to 1 decoy. This is a problem. What do I do about this? Get checks? I could get checks. Find like $300 more. Yeah, that just destroyed me too. I thought that was the first time I got hit that fight, right? Thought there was one-shot protection in this game. Apparently that's not what one-shot protection looks like. I need so much more money if I'm gonna make this work. What am I doing here? Getting chests, hoping for something useful. Hey, it's money. All right, good enough. Damn. Crab's hitting hard. I guess with no defense. I wasn't at full health? Why wasn't I at full health? That seems foolish of me. I don't have the money for the next HP thing. You're probably reading the AI the UI correctly. It's fairly self-explanatory, considering that nobody bothers to explain things in this game. Maybe I'll be a little bit more cautious with... I don't even know, dude. We'll try it again. 4 decoys should be enough decoys. As long as I don't get obliterated by whatever the hell that ability is. Kind of the point of this game not to explain things. True. Unfortunately true. Get over here. Oh, that's 2 decoys. I should try spamming less. Ah. Oh boy. Fortunately, this is a pattern. And that is time. So given I had all 3 hexagons at about 35 minutes, 110 feels a little slow. Given I had the laurels at, what, 13 minutes? 13 minutes, yep. Laurels feels, 110 feels a little slow. I think at the top end, this game probably goes to 130, 145. Only slow because I got scared, that's probably true. And also, like, if I had just nailed the air fight, everything would have been fine. I could have nailed the air fight at 105. If I had gone in with the stick and had an actual plan, I could have nailed the air fight at like 55 potentially. Assuming I was good. I don't even know what good looks like in that context. I should probably have a strategy for fighting the air with stick. I don't know what that strategy is, but I should probably have that strategy. There's definitely a world where I go in with, like, you know, 11 blueberries and the ice dagger and exploit that pattern for the entire fight. And that's going to be like a 5 to 6 minute fight with the stick, but eminently doable as long as my magic holds out. So there's definitely ways this could have been faster. And of course, in a race, there's other factors to consider there. But yeah, that's on the whole what this game looks like. I avoided the 2 hardest areas, which is the quarry and the swamp. And I guess the ziggurat. I definitely avoided the ziggurat. Fortunately, there was nothing I needed in any of those locations, so I was able to mostly stay out of them. Yeah, so I think at like the fastest, this game probably goes to like maybe 45 minutes. At its slowest with these settings, it's probably about 130 with ability shuffle on. It's probably closer to 2 hours, maybe 230 with ability shuffle on. But yeah, I think that's about everything I have to say about the randomizer, and I hope this gets accepted to the FFR Rando Marathon. I think it'll be very cool to show this off, and the Tunic Rando community is feeling pretty strong right now, especially with Tunic very soon going to be entered into Archipelago. I think the PR is up and getting looked at, so fingers crossed on that, getting into AP on the next update. But yeah, that's it. That's everything I have to say. That is the randomizer, and I'll be submitting this video to the FFR Rando Marathon, and fingers crossed. So